Welcome to the pre-recorded workshop for the Rural Business Development Grant Scheme 2021. The grant scheme is funded through the Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs as part of the Tackling Rural Poverty and Social Isolation programme. The scheme is being administered by local councils. Applicants are invited to support the sustainability and development of existing micro-businesses who are based in the rural areas, and for those who have not previously received funding under the Rural Business Development Scheme, which was administered by local councils in the previous 2 years. Those who are eligible to apply are local rural businesses located within the Newry Mourne Down District Council area with a population of less than 5,000 residents. Existing and registered private businesses or social enterprises who are actively trading. That can be evidenced through your HMRC UTR number or your company's house number. Eligibility also includes those who are employing less than 10 full-time equivalent employees, those who are appropriately insured, those with a dedicated bank account used by the business, those who can provide a detailed spec and 2 like-for-like quotations, and who can confirm that the project will be completed before the 17th of December 2021. That includes all works completed and all payment cleared. Also, eligible applicants need to be aged 18 or above at the time of the application deadline. Only one application can be accepted per business or legal entity. The grant funding is up to 50% of eligible costs for capital items only. The grant amount is a maximum of £4,999 and the minimum grant that can be awarded is £500. The total cost for the capital project must be a minimum of £1,000 and not exceed £20,000. That can be based on one item or a combination of eligible capital items. Applicants must also provide the remaining match funding towards the project. Please bear in mind that this is a competitive process and all grants awarded will be determined on the basis of merit. In terms of what can be funded, the grant is for purchases of new capital items of equipment or machinery, or to set up an e-commerce website. Some examples of these items could include computer equipment, purchase of associated software, however, licenses are ineligible, e-commerce website to allow online purchase capabilities. So again, a brochure website would be ineligible. There has to be an e-commerce element to the website. New equipment or machinery, or business recovery equipment to assist with the COVID-19 pandemic. For example, screens or sanitizer units, however, not the actual sanitizer. Ineligible items which cannot be funded are equipment or machinery costing less than £1,000 or more than £20,000. Individual items may cost less than £1,000, but there must be a minimum eligible spend of at least £1,000. So, for example, you could have one item which is less than £1,000, but there could be a combination of other items which would bring the total eligible cost above £1,000. Second-hand equipment cannot be funded, and that includes refurbished equipment. Other items that cannot be funded include servicing of existing equipment, the general maintenance or refurbishment works, capital items, which includes building works or refurbishments of property, either commercial or residential. So for example, painting the outside of a building is ineligible. Also ineligible is the purchase of porta cabins, pods or other buildings. Labour costs not directly associated with the installation of purchased equipment or websites. Projects that have already started prior to a letter of offer being issued are ineligible, as are any resource items, for example, marketing materials, information websites, training courses or feasibility studies. Motorised vehicles, including vans, lorries, cars, boats, bikes, quads, forklifts, any form of motorised mobile vehicle is ineligible. Any activity or action that's a statutory requirement of your business or the responsibility of another government department is also ineligible, as are business operational costs, for example, staffing, rent, rates, electric, insurance, stock or bank charges, including bank interest charges. Consumable items used by the business that are replaced regularly are ineligible. For example, hand sanitizer, masks, gloves, visors, high-vis vests for staff, or printer ink. Equipment relating to the provision of additional bed space for existing accommodation providers is ineligible, as is staff uniforms or clothing, which includes personal protective items. This is not an exhaustive list. We are certainly available to speak with you about your individual project for clarification on any items that you may seek funding for. With your application, there are certain items that need to be submitted. We would ask that the fully completed application form is submitted electronically as one complete document. A detailed specification for each item you're applying for must be provided, along with a minimum of 2 quotes or price checks for each item you're applying for. If the estimated cost for the item is up to £5,000, we can accept 2 price checks from different suppliers or internet quotes. If the items are expected to be above £5,000 up to £20,000 being the maximum amount, we will require at least 2 written quotations from different suppliers. With regard to the price checks for the items up to £5,000, please do not provide links. The price checks need to be quotations or screenshots. All information and application form and supporting documents must be submitted by 12 noon on Friday the 30th of July. Late or incomplete applications will not be accepted. With regard to the procurement guidelines, a detailed specification needs to be prepared for each item, which should include delivery, installation costs, the make, the model, the design, or any materials for the actual item that you are procuring. All suppliers invited to quote should be issued with the same specification. Where it is possible to purchase items from the same supplier, please group these items into the same specification. At least 2 quotes from 2 separate suppliers should be sought for each item. You or a business that you're the owner, partner, director of are excluded from quoting for the supply of goods, services or works to a project. Quotations sought or provided from any member of your family or extended family must be advised in writing, and in these cases we require 3 quotations, 2 independent quotes in addition to the family member quote. Please ensure all costs are quoted and accounted for. That includes the delivery and installation costs. Email quotes are acceptable and the covering email from suppliers must be provided. All quotes must be dated prior to the close of call and contain the supplier's name. Internet quotes must be sent with your application if this is the procurement method used. That's for items under £5,000. These can be printed or scanned or saved as screen prints. The supplier, the web address and the cost needs to be clearly visible from the printouts provided. With regard to VAT, if you're a VAT registered business, you can apply for the net cost of the items. However, if you are a non-VAT registered business, you can apply for the gross cost of the items, that is to include the VAT element. The lowest quotation should be selected with the corresponding costs detailed on the application form. Successful applicants will be paid funding on 50% of the procurement submitted or the final price of the item, whichever is the lowest amount. If there are any price increases between procurement and the point of purchase, that must be borne by you, the applicant. Details of the quotes received must be listed in section 4 of the application form. If you receive a quote in another currency, it should be compared using the rate of exchange through www.x-rates.com. The cost of procurement for the capital item or an e-commerce website must be calculated as the total cost of the item. So procurement must be undertaken for complete items and not be split into individual components or phases of the work. For example, a single procurement exercise should be undertaken for the building of a specialist computer to a particular specification. Procurement for individual components, for example, the motherboard, the screen, the keyboard, etc., is not permitted. All quotations must be submitted at the time of the application and sent as attachments, clearly labelled. Links to electronic file storage devices services are not acceptable, for example, iCloud or Dropbox. Copies of the quotations must be readable. The next stage then is the assessment stage. Within the assessment stage, there are 2 separate stages. Stage 1, your eligibility will be assessed to make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria as outlined in slide 2. The second stage then will be the assessment and scoring. With regard to the assessment and scoring, the criteria which will be assessed include the need for the project, the economic impact of the project experience or management strength, and how innovative the project is either to your business or to your industry. There is a maximum score of 100. However, applicants must score at least 65% in order to avail of the funding. Applicants will be ranked according to the score obtained and available funding allocated to the highest ranking applications. Those who score above 65% but who do not score high enough to be awarded funding, possibly due to lack of available funding, will be notified. Successful applicants then will receive a letter of offer which will be issued to them electronically. This is a legal agreement with the business to deliver on the proposals outlined in the application form. The letter of offer must be signed and returned by email within 14 days of receipt. Please use the same email address to return the letter of offer as was used to submit your application form. Businesses then must attend a letter of offer workshop which will explain the process and procedures that relate to programme monitoring, submitting a financial claim, requesting changes, promoting DAERA's support for the programme, monitoring and evaluation requirements, and the process of verification. Those who have been successful will be notified of the letter of offer workshop. This grant funding scheme is retrospective. Therefore, the items must be paid for and a claim then made to receive the funding after payment has been made to the supplier. Costs will only be reimbursed once items are purchased, paid in full, and a grant claim submitted and processed. Applicants will have to provide original invoices and show evidence of payment of invoices through their bank account as part of the claim process. Items should also be paid through the bank account which is registered to receive grant funding. Invoices received in another currency should be claimed in sterling and backed up by the rate of exchange, date of exchange, and name of the bank used to provide the exchange rate. That's likely to be through your business bank account or the bank account that you use for your business. Hire purchase arrangements and cash payments cannot be accepted. If items are paid for by credit card, then the full project item costs must be cleared by the 17th of December 2021. All projects must be complete, paid in full, and cleared through bank accounts and credit cards by the 17th of December, or the project will be deemed ineligible and no grant payment can be made. With regard to the timescales, the grant scheme is now open from the 1st of July for applications. The closing date is Friday, the 30th of July 2021 at 12 noon. Applications received after the closing date or time will not be considered for funding. No exceptions can be made and there is no recourse to appeal. It is expected that grant offers will be made in mid-October 2021. Projects, however, cannot commence until you have received a formal letter of offer of funding. All projects must be completed by the 17th of December 2021. That includes all the work completed and all the work paid and cleared through the bank account. Contact details for the scheme are through the Newry, Mourne and Down District Council corporate website. All applications must be returned by email to business@nmand.org. You're welcome to contact the Business Development Team on 0330 137 4000 extension 4762 or extension 4671. Again, the business development team can be contacted through the same email address, business@nmnd.org. I would like to take this opportunity to outline other business support programmes that are available to businesses throughout the Newry, Mourne and Down District Council area. They include an NMD Business Growth Programme, a Tender for Growth Programme and a Digital Growth Programme. Eligibility for each of these programmes are that the business is based in the Newry, Mourne and Down District Council area, that you're already an established small or micro enterprise, employing less than 50 people, and you have the capability to create employment. Each of the three programmes provide one-to-one mentoring support along with workshops and thematic programmes. The NMD Business Growth Programme is a bespoke programme, so it will assist you in areas where you feel you need the most assistance, whether it be marketing, staffing, skills development, Brexit. There's lots of different topics that you may need assistance with. The Tender for Growth programme is specifically for those who are looking for tendering opportunities, either individually with the individual business or indeed collectively with other businesses. And the Digital Growth programme will assist businesses with their digital capabilities. For example, website development or AR, VR. There's lots of different things. Anything digital, really, that programme will assist with. There are also two further programmes which will be coming on board in 2021, which is a sales and development programme and a digital transformation programme. You can find out more about all of these programmes either through our email address, which is business@nmnd.org, by telephone on 0330 137 4000, or you're welcome to visit our website at nmdbusiness.org. We also have a Facebook page and a Twitter page, both at NMD Business. Any events, programs, funding opportunities will be listed there. Many thanks and good luck.